I dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths. My path saw the Imperium rise from the ashes left in the wake of the Great Revolt. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. With that commandment, new avenues of human potential were explored. Mentats, Suk Doctors, Sword Masters, and the mystical Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. But it was the Navigators and their monopoly on space travel that set the conditions for the Imperium. But I am telling you of the universe you already know. Let me describe the one you do not. In this other universe, my mother, Lady Jessica, consort to Duke Leto Atreides, gave birth to a daughter, a girl they named Ariste. Because of her obedience to the Bene Gesserit, Lady Jessica is trained as a truth-sayer. Because of that training, Lady Jessica was able to detect Dr. Yue's deception. Because of the forewarning of his betrayal, House Atreides survived the Battle of Arrakeen. Because of their survival, the Emperor declared a full-scale war of assassins. Because of the war, the Sardaukar were deployed to ensure spice shipments continued without interruption. Because of the Sardaukar, the Fremen were eradicated. There was no Muad'Dib, no Lisan al-Gaib, no Kwisatz Haderach. I see a universe where I, Paul Atreides, was never born. All my visions lead to horror, except this one. This one leads to you.
This is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today, we must remember when you live with purpose, hard work isn't an option. It's a necessity.
A seasoned crew chief goes missing from an iconic harvester, and nothing is as it seems. In this tale of intrigue, betrayal, and deadly ambition, the sands of Arrakis hide many secrets. Join us now as we begin to unravel the dark and mysterious truth behind the disappearance of crew chief Jarek Thorne. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 1, Eye of the Storm.
It was my first time on the Sand Titan, but I knew it well. Everyone did. It was the last of the old Venport Demeter 4 super harvesters. A 6-deck factory harvester with a rebuilt Dyrmidium centrifuge. A rust-hued colossus that had become more than its well-worn constituent parts. The Sand Titan had become a symbol of the Spice Miners Guild itself. Its silhouette was a well-known and comforting sight upon the dunes. But I wasn't there for the tour. I'd followed a long and circuitous route from Transport Thopter to Transport Thopter as I worked my way into the deep desert where the Sand Titan roamed. As a senior ombudsman for the Spice Miners Guild, it was my job to solve problems and make sure that the spice kept flowing. The spice wasn't flowing, though. The Sand Titan had been pinned down between 2 storm fronts and had gone dark for almost a week. That, in itself, wasn't unusual. The deep desert was known to be a chaotic and violent wasteland with rapidly shifting weather patterns, amongst other palpable dangers. No, the unusual part was the content of a secure transmission from the Titan's command deck. It turns out there'd been a suspicious death on the Great Harvester, and the crew was paralyzed with anger and fear. Unfortunately, anger and fear are bad for production. So I was ordered out of my comfortable existence in Arrakeen to find the Sand Titan and make things right. As the last leg of my fragmented journey neared its completion, I examined Chief Thorne's guild record once more. Chief Thorne was a man of discipline and was well regarded by his crew. By all accounts, Thorne wasn't one to shirk his responsibilities or fail in his duties. No, in fact, Thorne had never even been late for a single shift until that fateful night. My first interviews were with the tool pushers assigned to Thorne's shift.
He just didn't show up.
I knew right away something was wrong, so I went down to check his cabin, but he wasn't there.
We were between two Coriolis fronts at the time, so we were running dark.
That means we were operating mechanical only. All electronic systems have to be shut down, you know, to protect against the heavy electromagnetic interference generated by the storms.
Anyhow, like I said, we were running dark, which means all holocams were offline. We had no quick way of finding them.
Yeah, the Titan's a massive beast.
So, what did you do?
We did it the slow way. Searched everywhere from the top down.
That's the command deck, the mess, the crew deck, the crew lounges, the intake deck, the processing deck, the storage racks, shaft disposal.
We even suited up and checked the flight deck.
No easy feat on the edge of two hard-charging Coriolis fronts.
And what did you find?
Nothing. No one had seen Thorn anywhere.
It was like he vanished in the thin air.
I found it. What was left of him, anyway. His body had been pulverized with separator. I only knew it was him from the clotted tuft of blonde hair mixed into the stew of rotten bone.
Crew Chief Thorn was dead. That was for certain. And the circumstances of his death were anything but clear. But what might have been written off as an accident at first soon began to look more and more suspicious.
This isn't supposed to be possible. The mechanical separator had a failsafe built in, a dead man's switch to prevent this very thing from happening. Someone had to deliberately override that and multiple other safety features to cause this.
At that point, Captain Andahar Noah, the Sand Titan's capable leader, sent his call for help before launching his own investigation. And among the crew, one name quickly rose to the surface. Deckhand Rico Marr. After an anonymous report, Rico had been investigated for skimming unprocessed spies, an offense that led to a heated confrontation with Crew Chief Thorn. Tell me, Tessa, how did you come to be in the hangout when Thorn and Rico came to blows?
It was Captain Noah's Oath Day. I was passing through the lounge on my way to pick up the cake.
And what did you see when you got there?
Thorn and Rico going at it. Well, there was a lot of yelling at first, but it got physical quick. I mean, Rico was a big guy, but Thorn knew how to fight and laid a beating on Rico. We separated them before it got too bad, but you can see for yourself. The holocam caught the last part.
You think you can humiliate me like this? I'll be shitting teeth for a month. Mechanical separator. I have no bloody idea how that got there. I've never seen that before. The incident had been diffused, for the time being. But the tension between Thorn and Rico was palpable. Was it enough to drive Rico Marr further? That's what I was working to find out.
I was shift supervisor in Chief Thorn's next rotation.
And how would you characterize Thorn's state of mind?
Thorn was worried. He didn't report the fight with Rico straight away, which is weird for such a straight arrow.
What happened next?
We don't know all the details, but holocam coverage tracked Rico to Thorn's cabin later the same night.
Someone here.
There was some kind of second altercation.
Did Rico have an alibi for the time of Thorn's disappearance?
No, he didn't. He claimed he was in his quarters the whole time. But the storm front had closed in and we were running dark. There was no way to confirm his location with the holocams.
Right. With suspicions mounting against the deckhand, Captain Noah ordered Rico Marr to the brig.
What we found next raised even more questions.
What am I looking at?
That's a mnemic film wire containing a coded message to Thorn.
I knew exactly what it was. but I wanted to learn what the shift supervisor knew.
Far as we could tell, the code was based on old cipher used by Atreides signal intelligence.
The plot was thickening. Why was Thorn receiving secret messages from the Atreides? And why was that message in Rico's possession? I hadn't decided yet whether Rico was lying or not, but it seemed the crew had made up their minds. Communications specialist Jeb Dolan was tasked with deciphering the secret message, and I tried to impress upon him the importance of doing a quick but thorough job. What started as a murder was rapidly becoming something else, and I had to get to the bottom of it quickly. The Spice Miners Guild had a mandate to remain neutral in the ongoing war of assassins, and had successfully done so. Thus
Join us again next time, as new secrets are revealed, and we dive deeper into the enigmatic death of Crew Chief Jarek Thorn. But until then, stay vigilant and watch the sands, until death on the Titan returns.
is your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today we must remember we don't work for recognition, but to work worthy of recognition.
Incarnate Communinet Theater presents an Arakeen Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 2 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Aulic Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. We join our story in the bleak hills of the Simpo Uplands, a barren and windswept place, devoid of any life. Devoid, but for the crew of smugglers carefully negotiating the rad-blasted hellscape.
The locals say these hills are haunted.
What locals? There are no locals. Not anymore.
That half-blind fortune teller in Arson said these hills were wild with evil spirits.
She called them Jinn.
The bigger question is, how the hell a half-blind fortune teller in Arson knew to talk about these hills at all? Did we not agree to keep quiet about coming here? Simple was a restricted sector. Sardaukar kill on sight if they find you.
I didn't say we were coming. I asked if it was haunted. Chingo and Max were saying it was, and I don't want any part of any ghosts or jinns or whatever.
So, half-blind fortune tellers say...
He told us an old grabbing tale about the Jinn. Angry spirits, born when someone dies suddenly and violently, without knowing the how or why of it. Sorry, Stisk. Val said you had people in Simpo.
Contact. Get ready. Around the next bend on my mark. Go!
Hold up! Hold up!
What?
They got it in like that.
Looks like it could have been a kid box. There's a bit of tail.
Boss, if anyone else is in this sector, that was very loud.
What are we doing here anyway? I'm told this is a restricted sector. The Sardaukar came on the side.
This one. Let's kill her.
Ah, you can try.
Time to move.
We're here for an old family heirloom. A necklace I left in the care of my sister.
Didn't mark you as the sentimental type.
Sentimental got nothing to do with it. What's mine is mine. As long as my toad of a mother didn't find it and trade it for a pinch of spice.
What makes you think it isn't a hardened pile of scrap with the rest of the place?
Maybe it is. That's what we're here to find out.
What is this stuff?
Regular old sand. Heated to 5,500 degrees.
Who did this?
Surprised you don't know. Your Honorable Duke was in the thick of it.
It was before she arrived on Arrakis. And not a story either side wishes to tell.
What story, Val?
Simpo was a Harkonnen village. And after Shadow took Arrakis from us.
He means the village elders were bought and paid for.
Anyway, it seems the town water system had a crack in it, or a deficiency of some kind. But no matter how many times the village petitioned us for help, they were met with typical Harkonnen indifference. Granted, we had a war of assassins to wage, and there were other priorities. But that didn't sit so well with the younger folk in the town.
Seems that dying of thirst makes you cranky. Go figure.
So let me guess. They went behind your backs to the Atreides.
Yeah, you got a smart one here, Val. Don't screw it up.
Of course. The clever bastard Dufir Hawat immediately saw both the strategic and propagandic value in turning a Harkonnen stronghold. Duke Leto tasked his best men with the job.
You know, I don't think propagandic is a word, Big Ox.
What did the Harks do?
Harkonnen loyalists within the town began a campaign of sabotage to discredit the Atreides and undermine the sister project.
Typical Harkonnen treachery.
A superficial investigation uncovered the treachery. The Atreides engineers couldn't prove their innocence.
Sure that didn't sit well with the Duke.
The Atreides acted quickly and decisively, deploying a full garrison to free their engineers and install the younger upstart villagers as the new town leadership.
I'm sure that fat slig of a bear would love to hear that.
He did not. But he was spread too thin to do much about it. Even when the new town leadership formalized their fealty to House Atreides.
Good for them. Sorry, Val, but your old crew were a band of snakes.
You must never be sorry for observing the truth. But at the same time, snakes are at their most dangerous when cornered.
What happened?
The Baron grew tired of losing ground to the Atreides, and dispatched the biggest snake of all to fix his nephew's problems.
Peter de Vries, the Lord High Snake himself.
Upon returning to Arrakis, Peter de Vries's first order of business was to organize the destruction of Simpo, as a warning and message to those who contemplated disloyalty. A massive host of Harkonnen house troops arrived in the dead of night to encompass the town. Outnumbered and surrounded, it was all the Atreides could do to fall back and await reinforcements.
The Harkonnen went on to execute all 27 of the young villagers who collaborated with the Atreides. My sister Sigrid among them.
I did not know that.
Of course you didn't, kid, but I don't hold that against you. I hold it against every other living and breathing Harkonnen and anyone who serves them.
That still doesn't explain the melted sand.
When the sun rose the next morning, the Atreides emerged from their bunker to find the Harkonnens were gone. Their relief was short-lived, though, when fire began to rain from the sky.
The Baron kept a stockpile of ancient siege artillery from the old Empire.
And did this?
The Atreides force and most of the town were incinerated in their beds. Just in time for a massive Coriolis storm to come along and blow away anything left behind.
Sorry to interrupt your Greek tragedy, but I think we're being followed.
We are. The last 2 clicks or so. Keep going, we're almost there.
Almost where?
The rubble pile that used to be my home. This way. Here it is. Not much to look at topside.
Topside?
Cover me.
A trapdoor.
Guess I was born a smuggler. Pull it shut behind you.
Damn. It's all scorched and melted.
I was worried about that. The heat from the bombardment must have cooked this place like an oven.
So we came all this way for nothing.
Not for nothing. We're in business.
Huh. What kind of necklace is that?
Shit. I thought we'd have more time.
What's the plan here, boss?
Same as always. Kill them before they kill us.
What's waiting for us up there, Stisk?
Probably half the scabs in the Haga Basin.
Oof, that's a lot of scabbies.
How are we on ammo? We don't have far to go.
We don't?
Trust me. We'll be back in Carthag before sundown. First round's on me. On 3, you're gonna put a full burst through the hatch.
And then?
We run like hell.
That's not a plan.
3, 2, shoot! Go, go, go!
Multiple contacts! All around us!
Weapons hot! With me!
Reloading!
Reloading!
Head for that ruined house!
By the way, boss, Carthag's been dry for months. East Raben has ordered a total prohibition on alcohol.
I know! He's a real bastard!
Then what are we drinking when we get there?
Oh, ye of little faith! On three, we grenade and move. 3, 2, grenades out! Yeah! Almost there.
Where?
Box Canyon, just down this grade.
A box canyon? That doesn't sound good.
Go, go, go! Keep going, all the way to the back.
The end of what? The dead end?
Here.
Where? Oh, shit. The canyon wall is fading. It's...
A Solido hologram.
That's a big door.
Locked.
Lucky we have the key.
Haha. Your sentimental family heirloom.
It is now. Inside, quick.
Closing door. What now? There's got to be hundreds of them out there.
Trying to get in here.
We ride home in style. Val, get the lights.
Nice. It's a Mark IV medium chum gunship.
Can you fly it?
Does a worm shit in the sand?
Mount up.
You know this is overkill for a bunch of scabs.
The gunship isn't for the scavs. Check the hold.
Shy Halud. That's a lot of booze.
Stisk, you crafty devil.
Told you, Val. First round's on me.
Buckle in. Next stop, Carthage.
This is Dune man Keith Villari, reminding you to ground yourself and your equipment when a sandstorm is reported. My crew kept working through the first and second warnings until static electricity shorted out our transmitter. As a result, we missed the warning, telling us the storm was bearing down on our position. Aye. Many widows were made that day. Be profitable. Be safe.
Secrets and lies run deep in the crew of a legendary spice harvester. It seems there is more to fear on the dunes than monstrous worms and deadly storms. Sometimes, death comes in the guise of those you trust the most. Join us on our continued search for the truth behind the disappearance of Chief Jarek Thorne. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 2, Web of Fear.
Crew Chief Jarek Thorne died under questionable circumstances following a heated argument with deckhand Rico Marr. And while searching Rico's locker, Captain Noah discovered a coded message from Atreides intelligence addressed to the dead crew chief. I started the day by reviewing the recording of Captain Noah's initial interrogation of Rico Marr.
Rico, now why don't you come clean? We found the Mimic film in your locker. How'd it get there? Look, you can tell me. Or you can wait until whatever hatchet man the Spice Miners Guild is sending. And you know what his job is gonna be.
To solve Chief Thorne's murder.
No, you idiot. Chief Thorne's death is the least of it. The man the Guild sends is here to get the spice flowing again. And that won't happen until the crew settles.
It won't?
No, unfortunately for you. Chief Thorne was well liked, and the crew was out for blood. I suppose the easiest thing for me to do would be to hand you over. Let the crew tear you apart, throw the pieces overboard.
I don't know anything about any Mimic film or anything like that. Someone must have planted it.
I need more from you, Rico. How did you know about the message, and who ordered you to steal it?
No. Why would I risk everything for some stupid message? Yes, Thorne and I fought. But that doesn't mean I killed him.
Rico was adamant that he spent the night of Thorne's murder alone, in his bunk. That is, until a witness came forward saying otherwise.
Sorry, Captain, I didn't remember it first, but I did see Rico that night.
You saw him? Where?
Slipping into the sugar wire hut.
Okay, I was there. I saw the message come in and I took it. But I didn't kill Thorne.
It was at this point I arrived on the Titan and witnessed the following.
Why did you take the message?
I thought it might give me some dirt on Thorne. Something I could use against him. He was threatening to ruin my life.
Give me your hand, Rico.
Sir?
Your hand, son. Place it flat on the table.
Like this.
Ah! That knife is clear through your hand now. And if you ever want to have relations with it again, it's time to start talking. Or I could just twist.
No further application of pressure was necessary, as Rico Marr finally confessed.
Tessa put me up to it. It was her all along. She knew Thorne was getting those messages. She wanted to expose him, get him kicked out. It was all her idea.
Tessa Lim, the engineer.
My investigation into Tessa Lim took me to the operator of the Shiga shack during Thorne's rotation.
Conflict? You could say there was conflict between Thorne and Tessa. We couldn't decide if they hated each other or had some secret, twisted thing going on when no one was looking. Guess hate won out in the end.
What was the source of conflict between Thorne and Tessa?
Everything. From resource allocation to safety protocols. She was never happy with a single decision he made.
What about the encrypted messages?
Thorne received a few of them over the past months. I never decoded them. Thorne handled that himself.
One by one, the pieces began to fall into place. Engineer Tessa Lim had a combative relationship with her crew chief and wanted him out of the way. But I knew there had to be more to it. And to discover what that was, I would have to go to the source. Thank you for cooperating, Tessa.
Oh, what choice do I have?
None. Tell me about Thorn.
Thorn was a special kind of incompetent. The dangerous kind. In spite of what you think, it wasn't personal. His bad decisions put our lives at risk.
He was well regarded by the crew.
Big whoop. So he was popular. Doesn't mean he was good at his job.
How does Rico fit into it?
I never told Rico to steal anything, but I knew Thorn was receiving those messages on the down low. And when Rico came back with his face busted in, maybe I put the idea in his head.
To steal the message?
Yeah, but if anyone needs to be investigated here, it's Lena Orlov. Her and Thorn had something going on.
Interesting. I've heard from others that you and Thorn had something going on.
Don't make me throw up. Jarek Thorn makes the Harkonnen look attractive by comparison.
Tell me about Orlov.
To start with, Rico sleeps in a bunk. Thorn has a cabin with a door.
So?
So, unless Orlov can see through wood, how could she know that Rico was in Thorn's quarters that night? She must have been there, right? Inside Thorn's cabin. How else could she have such intimate knowledge of his thoughts and plans?
The accusations were flying fast and loose, and tensions were running high. As I wrapped up the interview with Tessa, she dropped another bombshell.
And if Rico was supposed to be in the Shigawire shack alone that night, where was Jeb, our trusted operator?
The mystery deepens on the Sand Titan as the web of deception grows. What is the truth about the relationship between Thorn and his shift supervisor? And what was Shigawire operator Jeb really up to at the time of the murder? The truth is out there, dear listener, buried in the sands of fate. Join us again next time as we uncover more secrets and lies on Death on the Titan.
This is Harvester Radio, the voice of the Spice Miners Guild, broadcasting from Hephaeston Depository at frequency 732.4 on your local Communinet dial. Gang, presented by the Imperial Scenerist Guild and Linder and Gold Coffee. Wake up with Linder and Gold, and put the spice in it for you.
The Grabbing Gang was recorded before a live studio audience.
Another day, another saloon.
And there goes Frank flying by.
Hey there, neighbor! How do you like my new dumpster? Yeah, built it myself!
Oi, you okay, Frank?
Just a fresh wound.
Yeah, not to worry, love. We just got property entirely. Oh, there you are. Morning, sunshine.
Robin life isn't for the faint of heart, but at least we keep it interesting.
Now, if I can just get this old water recycler working, who wouldn't? Right mind would make it like... Oh, come on. Oh, fantastic. Oh, the screws are made out of Swiss cheese. That's quality work here, boys. Yeah. Lovely. Oh! Oh, you... Son of my dearie.
Just that thing's older than your jokes. Give it up already.
Don't you listen to her, Betty.
Who's Betty?
What? The water recycler, of course.
At least we know who we're burying when she comes out for the last time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, almost got it. She just needs a little coaxing, and she'll start purring.
R.I.P. Betty. Gone, but not. Maybe you should get Frank to help.
Do you remember the last time we got Frank to help? You were visiting your sister and Araki, and Depot 12 got popped with that surprise inspection, yeah? Oh, you don't remember? The man said my hair was 3 centimeters over Guild Regs.
Oh, now I remember. You were kinda shaggy, Dove.
Well, I had no choice. I needed it cut.
And I told you to wait until I got home. I don't know why you would ever go to Frank.
I looked like a bloody arguing for weeks, love.
Mom, Dad, can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to hear my Communinet shows. Hey, Junie, hun. Maybe you can do that outside and keep an ear open for worm sign.
You know, sandworm activity's up 9,000% since that bastard Zantara took out the shield wall.
How did Zantara take out the shield wall in one day? And it took you 6 months to build a shed.
Don't you compare me to that outlaw.
No, trust me. I've seen his holo. You don't compare at all.
Now, that's seditious talk, that is. He's an enemy of the Imperium.
Oh, that sounds like a good game for frisky time. Enemy of the Imperium. Ew, you two are gross.
What? You're gross.
Dove.
What? Have you seen her bedroom? Or, and I dare you, have you smelled it?
Speaking of which, where's your mother?
Hey! Get out of my grubby, you overgrown bottom sucker!
Mum, what are you doing?
I'm teaching this thing some manners!
It's a sandworm, not a stray bat.
Oh, well, that one had spoke. I like it.
Why do we have to live with the worms? I can take anything, Arrakis. But enough with the worms already.
Look, you heard what the science man said about our grabbing, yeah? To the worms, we're like a highway through the rock. But he also said they come through so fast, they don't even notice us.
We should charge them a toll. 5 Solari per trip.
Then we could finally get a new ground car. Hey?
And I wouldn't have to run so fast between rock islands. Speaking of which, it's off to the trade post. So big news from Guild Authority. They're sending a new security inspector to check on Depot 12.
Or another one. Well, didn't we have a security inspection last month?
We did, but that one needed some time off after his visit.
Time off? Must be nice.
I'm not sure how nice it is, The guild medicant gave him 3 weeks in a tranquility pod.
A tranquility pod? Isn't that where they put the crazies?
Sounds perfect for you two.
Well, couldn't be worse than visiting your sister in Winsay.
Anyhow, this new inspector is supposed to be a real hard-nose. Name's Inspector Rix.
Ooh, I knew a Rix once. He had a big one.
Right. That's disgusting, Mum.
Oh, you know what I mean, right?
Yes, Mother, we all know.
It rhymes with Rix.
We get it, Mum.
Face it, Dove. Depot 12 isn't exactly known for having the tightest security system.
Now, don't talk about old Gus that way.
Who's old Gus?
He's, our security system. And he is just fine as long as he, doesn't drink hot Coulon milk.
What happens when he drinks hot Coulon milk?
The same thing that happens to anyone who drinks hot Coulon milk.
He locks himself in the toilet for 30 minutes?
No, he falls asleep, of course.
That's much better. Depot 12 had 3 centers in the last quarter, Dove. The Spice Miners Guild is going to shut us down.
Well, not if I can help it. Me and Frank are going to come up with a plan to make Depot 12 the most secure spice depot on Arrakis.
Relax, Dove. I've got us covered.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Hey, don't knock until you hear the plan, buddy boy. I rigged together a special security apparatus.
Frank, my dear, you are still picking bits of your last apparatus from your arse.
Don't remind me. Yeah, trust me, buddy. This one is foolproof. My best invention yet.
And that is what I'm afraid of.
Good morning, Depot 12. I'm here to conduct a thorough inspection of your current security initiatives. This sector is one of the worst in the Imperial Basin.
You can blame the Kirab for that, Inspector.
I'll decide where the blame goes, Dune man. Now, show me your security.
Very good, Inspector. Frank?
Oh, that's my cue. Sorry. Automaton, awaken!
What am I looking at?
My new sentry automaton. I named him Gary. He's scanning for intruders now.
Is he?
Don't worry. It's all clockwork. No Butlerian proscriptions broken here.
Frank, he must think we are the intruders, eh?
Oh, that's not good.
What do you mean that's not good, Frank?
I mean, maybe it's time to,
Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna need another inspector.
I got this one in my hair.
Oh, another day, another Solari. This is Dune man Keith Villari. All guild brothers know about the danger of entanglement in harvesters. But what about the cost and equipment downtime? Each moving part must be carefully sanitized of blood, bone, and other viscera, costing your guild greatly in lost time and efficiency. Be profitable. Be safe.
The Combined Hunted Communinet Theater presents an Arakin Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and the Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 1 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Audit Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. Our tale unfolds in the teeming industrial sprawl of Carthage, the seat of Harkonnen power on Arrakis. It's early morning in the Peon Quarter, as the workers ready themselves for a long day of toil in their Baron's name.
Come to tea, Devon. You'll be late again.
Only tea? Is there no more bread?
What bread remains I'm keeping for dinner. You've had your fill.
I told you before, Mother. I won't be home for dinner tonight, or anytime soon. We're on double shift until further notice. Oh, don't give me that look. You know I have no say in the matter. And they are cracking down on anyone who gives even the slightest trouble. Ulfheim's cousin disappeared. They say he was an agitator, but no one can say what he did.
Your father said this thing when peons would be no better than Mola.
That's crazy, Mother. We have the peons' compact.
To hell with the compact. Do they expect you to work as a machine? Never resting.
Mother, watch what you say. You know they listen. Please. Let's just say the words and have our tea.
The words. Can't. Too angry.
But, Mother, we happily say the words every morning.
Fine. We live by our Baron's leave. The roof above our heads belongs to him. He permits us to dwell in his domain, and in return, we pledge our eternal loyalty, obedience, and maximal effort, with an eye towards efficiency.
Long live the Baron. I'm sorry, Mother, but if you must blame someone, blame Zantara. His most recent attack destroyed our last phased ion refinery in the northern precinct. Fremen bastard.
Hey! Your father had Fremen blood on his mother's side.
I say good riddance. It said they practiced cannibalism.
Don't be a fool, Devon. Those are all Imperial lies. It's well known that the Ikwan bid will remove the blood of their dead to make water.
Mother.
Open your eyes, my son!
I wasn't going to tell you, but thanks to your Fremen hero, we're test firing a long-throw Cutter-A auger today with an ungraded barrel.
It's that dangerous.
Only if the phase differential is off by more than 0.0003.
Devon, you can't. I forbid it. Why are they making you do this?
Because, Mother, Zantara destroyed the last facility that made and tested precision las barrels.
No.
I've got to go.
Be careful, Devon. I feel something very bad is coming. Shadow is already upon us.
job. You had dinner with the Baron?
No, Marek. He was being sarcastic.
I can say it again.
Bone-throw cutaway auger is a precision tool and requires equal precision in its maintenance. Never in my 97 years as a peon have I test fired an ungraded barrel. We have no idea how it's going to react. It is insanity, Davon.
No one here disagrees with you. We have written orders from the House Munitions Master, co-signed by Peter de Vries. They need this laser auger online yesterday.
Because there is no risk. Let Peter de Vries test fire the laser.
There's too many eyes on us to mess this up. All we can do is trust in our pre-fire checklist and hope the new barrel materials meet spec. Let's go again. Spooling up Mason condensers. Mason condensers at full potential. Are we clear to start the firing cycle?
I suspect the ball is in the green. All natives, 100% alignment. Signal wave guide, in range.
Arek, how's the mesh?
Phased ion is in the mesh. Optical pump is engaged and the coils are hot.
Okay then, let's take it slow. Engaging throttle. Shut it down! Shut it down! Arek! Venting big tanks! Submerging coils in 3, 2, coil submerge!
What have we done?
Arek!
Have some food. Do you hear me? Devan! Devan. What is it?
Arek is dead.
What happened?
The laser auger went out of phase. The beam splitter vaporized almost instantly. The whole charge vented onto Arek. He was literally cooked alive. I'll never forget the smell. Screaming.
Oh, he suffered.
Badly, I think.
And you are just home now. How could you work after this? Did they not shut down the shop?
No, they just moved us back to munitions repair and finished our shifts.
Wow. What is that now?
August Spear! Droba, what's happening? It's August Spear. He's coming! The gladiator. What do you mean? The Lograbon just announced it. A festival with music, food, and August Spear is going to fight! For the first time in 7 years! Right here on Arrakis! Oh, I've got to go. Hey, wait for me! Did you hear that, Mother? The gladiator, Argus Spear, is coming to Karthag, all the way from Grumman.
Order circuses.
Imagine it. Right here in Karthag, the greatest gladiator in the known universe.
And what about your friend?
Which friend?
The dead boy. Arik.
Oh, yes.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching. Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching. Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
You're listening to Harvester Radio, home of the Daily Motivational, with Master Inspirator, Joe Vegan Huss.
This is your Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today we must work hard, in silence, and let productivity be our cry.
the Sand Titan, as Crew Chief Jarek Thorne's death remains unsolved. And the flower is... It's Death on the Titan, Episode 3, The Visitor.
We need to talk about where you were, Jeb, the night Crew Chief Thorne died.
It's stressful, you know.
You were running dark that night, but the weather hooks were engaged on pad 1. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Malfunction.
What do we know about weather hooks?
They're just a secure ornithopter in bad weather.
But isn't it true that weather hooks can only be engaged from the cockpit of a thopter?
I don't know. I'm a comms guy.
You recall seeing an ornithopter?
No. I don't recall seeing a thopter or anything, really.
You sure about that? A thopter's hard to miss, even in a storm. Especially if it engaged the weather hooks.
Well, I honestly can't recall anything like that. Maybe the hooks malfunctioned. I'm sure it's happened. Everything else malfunctions before long on this tub.
Well, of course, we could find no evidence of any unscheduled thopter landing on the Titan. But maybe someone else knows something. Maybe someone knows exactly who landed on the flight deck that night.
I told you already. I don't know anything. Am I free to go?
With Jeb's memory failing to provide any clarity, I turned my attention to Shift Supervisor Lena Orlov. Several things she let slip hinted at a closer relationship with Crew Chief Thorne. There had to be more to their connection than she was letting on.
There was nothing going on between us. We were just colleagues.
Tessa mentioned that you and Thorne had a close relationship.
Well, Tessa's wrong. There was nothing romantic between us.
Why would she lie about something like that?
Maybe she's trying to deflect suspicion from herself.
You know what? That's exactly what I thought too. But then, she played me this.
I'm glad we've had these moments together, Lena.
Me too, Jarek. I didn't want to survive another day in this barren wasteland without you. But the speech.
Documenting his lack of leadership skills.
Oh, she wouldn't shut up about that. We should have just transferred her to another rotation.
Tell me about her.
Alright, we were involved, but we were happy. I had no reason to harm him.
If you had nothing to hide, why keep it a secret?
Because it's personal. It had nothing to do with his death.
Did anyone else know about your relationship?
No, he kept it private. It was nobody's business. Tessa has always had it out for Thorne. She's just trying to stir up trouble.
Tell me about Jeb.
What about him?
His alibi is weak. As is his assertion that he received Thorne's secret messages, but had no interest or capacity to decode them.
He had the capacity, if he wanted to. We both had the same signals training.
Does that mean you could decode the message too? What did the secret messages say?
Stay tuned for our next exciting episode, where secrets unravel and the truth comes to light on Death on the Titan.
Your master inspirator with the daily motivational. Today, we must remember, difficult doesn't mean impossible. It simply means we must work harder.
Alright, chat, I'll be right back. forget what I was doing.
It's the Wastelander Chronicles, brought to you by O'Gary's Imports. O'Gary's Imports. If you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. Join us now as we journey to the blistering sands of Arrakis, where we follow the adventures of the O'Gary clan, a pioneering family of salvage experts, as they scour war-torn battlefields and crash sites to discover their next great haul.
Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to the Wastelander Chronicles. I'm your Badlands Scout, Sally O'Gary, back with another wild adventure from the Wastelander Chronicles. Today's story is a real nail-biter. We were out in the Haga Basin, tracking an off-course freighter when we had the most incredible and terrifying encounter. Let me tell you all about it. We were cruising along in Clovis, our trusty 68 Chom Landmaster. It was supposed to be a routine trip, nothing special. But then, out of nowhere, a rock slide showered down from above and blocked our way. And when the sand and dust settled, we were surrounded. Over a dozen of the fearsome desert warriors, known as the Fremen, materialized from the gloom. At least we thought they were Fremen, but their faces were hidden behind weird iron helmets. The Fremen or no, these guys were all business. The one with the biggest helmet stepped forward. He seemed to be in charge and didn't waste any time accusing us of trespassing on Masquerade territory.
Masquerade? I've heard of these clowns.
Maybe not a good time for name-calling, hon.
We tried to explain that we were just friendly explorers, but they weren't having any of it. The one in the big helmet said we were infidels, defiling the electric worm's domain. Whatever the heck that meant.
A cargo cult. Fremen wannabes. Dude Shaz warned me about them.
When were you talking to Dude Shaz?
Not now.
Well, was he talking to you, or were you talking to him?
Here we go.
I'm just asking. Don't I have a right to know why my wife is always chatting up the handsome sheriff?
He gives good intel.
Is that what you call it?
By that point, I guess Big Helmet had enough of Mom and Dad's bickering, because he got real mad and ordered us buried up to our necks in the sand. But just as they were gonna drop us into chin-deep pits, something incredible happened. The Moskret started yelling about something they called Shai Halud and lit out of there like their tails were on fire. Turns out, Shai Halud is the local name for the big sandworms. Well, I don't have to tell you what happened next. The ground started rumbling and rumbling like never before. I swear it must have been one of those super granddaddy sandworms you hear about living in the deepest desert. I figured it must have took a wrong turn at the shield wall and ended up on our heels. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to worms, Mom and Dad know their business and led us to safety on a rock island with practiced precision. When the dust settled, the worm was gone and there was no sign of the Moskret. Or was there?
I've got their trail. Good job, son. Follow it.
And why are we following it again?
They threatened my baby.
The trail led to a depression in the rocks where the Moskret had made camp. They posted guards, but they were no match for us. The best part is, after we killed them all, I found an old handwritten map, tucked in a Big Helmet's boot. It smelled like farts and old cheese, but I slipped it into my bag anyhow. I know, stealing isn't right. But Dad always says that if they're dead, then it really isn't stealing. Anyhow, we took the helmets and left their gross corpses to the scavengers before finding our way back to Clovis. As we headed back home, I couldn't wait to show Mom and Dad the map. It could be the start of our next big adventure. Back at our shop, we spent days spit shining the helmets to a mere polish as we get them ready for you, dear listeners.
That's right, Sally. At O'Gary's Imports, it's Masquerade Mask Mayhem, and we won't be undersold. We have big helmets, we have ugly helmets, we have big and ugly helmets. Come find us on the Agora Concourse of the Grand Souk in Arakeen. Because at O'Gary's Imports, if you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it.
Thanks, Dad. Until next time, this is your faithful Badlands Scout, Sally O'Gary, signing off and reminding you to always check your six. And come back next time for another episode of the Wastelander Chronicles.
How about that, folks? The deep desert holds more than just spice and sand. It holds stories of resilience, of daring, and of discovery.
Remnants of glory, echoes of valor, whispers on the wind, calling the names of the fallen. Brave souls, now but shadows in the dunes. The remnants of glory. Desert silence, broken by memory. Sand beneath our feet, shifting with each sacrifice. Lives given to the cause. The remnants of glory. Era of valor, of gallant deeds, echoes in the annals of history. History, written in blood and sweat. The remnants of glory. In the silence, we remember names and faces faded. Faded but not forgotten, their legacy aflame, undying. Glory may fade, but honor remains. A guiding star, eternal, the remnants of glory. In the stillness, whispers linger, ghosts of battles fought. Won or lost, but not forgotten, their echoes. Echoes of valor.
Give me a second, Chad. I gotta replace my trash bag.
Welcome, noble listeners of House Atreides, to another poignant episode of Through Their Eyes. Today, we bring you the story of Sergeant Creel, a decorated member of the 2nd Deep Desert Expeditionary Force who has faced the horrors of war firsthand. As we delve into his experiences, we honor the bravery and sacrifices of our troops.
Sergeant Creel, thank you for joining us today. Can you start by telling us about your involvement in the operation at Dejumwadi?
Of course, we're operational in the deep desert, so when scouting came back with reports of a Hark emplacement at Dejumwadi, well, that was a serious provocation.
What happened at Dejumwadi?
Like I said, we own the deep desert, so when word got back to us of a Harkonnen bastion being raised, our commanders knew what to do. 7 different cohorts, including the 5th Mesa Infantry and Gurney Zone, were simultaneously deployed in a coordinated attack. The whole operation was brutal. The Hark defenders much more vicious than we were used to.
And yet, you and your fellow soldiers managed to execute the mission with surgical precision. Can you share a specific moment from that operation that stands out in your memory?
Well, there was this one moment, I guess. The Hark Bastion was still only half built, and we'd taken out a group of engineers, but we were spotted by a fortified lasgun position from the finished part of the bastion and pinned down. They were really tearing us apart. But somehow, we managed to get behind them through the half-built works. I remember crawling through the blood-stained sand and rubble. The smell of death and fried ozone thick on the air. When we finally took out that position, at least, it felt like a small victory in this ceaseless ocean of despair.
Your bravery is truly inspiring. As the operation continued, what kept you and your fellow soldiers going?
Duty. Honor. The things they drill into you from day one. The example set by the fearless men of Gurney Zone. But honestly, in the end, it's all about the man next to you. It's him you fight for. To keep him alive. It wasn't about grand ideals anymore. It was about survival.
House Atreides prides itself on its moral high ground and honorable conduct. How did the principles of Canley and the Great Convention hold up under the extreme conditions of battle?
Canley? That's for fancy folks with sashes and pressed uniforms. For us, the reality of war changes people. These missions, you do things that you never thought you would. I remember one night, after we took out a Hark listening station, seeing my comrades picking through the carnage off of Harkonnen survivors. They seemed different somehow. As if the brutality of the war had drained all humanity out of them. I even remember...
Sergeant Creel, it's clear that the emotional toll is heavy. Perhaps we can focus more on the moments of camaraderie and hope that you experienced during these dark times.
The what? Well, yeah, I mean, there are moments, sure, but... like between missions, people share stories, laugh about the little things. Anything to keep the darkness at bay. But those moments are fleeting. The reality of what we have to do is always there, lurking in the background.
And during the shield wall operation, what was the state of your unit at that point?
It was pretty chaotic. At that point, we were exhausted, just barely holding on. More than half the unit was replacements by then. Young, inexperienced kids, really. Just hanging on by the skin of their teeth. And the Harkonnens had good intel. They somehow knew about most of our operations beforehand. I lost more friends in those days than I can count. I mean, we were just trying to stay alive, you know? Mission by mission, but... really, what was the point of it all?
Sergeant Creel, I'm sure at least you find some solace in knowing that your courage and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Can you share with us the impact your involvement in these operations has had on you personally?
I mostly just remember the faces, the screams, the loss.
I mean, I try to recall the good we did, the successes and the victories, but it's hard. So damn hard.
Your service and dedication to House Atreides are deeply appreciated. We thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, thank you. I just hope it was worth it.
And that concludes our interview with Sergeant Creel. His story is a stark reminder of the sacrifices made by our brave Special Forces. Let us honor their sacrifices and strive for a future where this can finally end and the Harkonnens are eradicated from all of Arrakis.
You have listened to another episode of Through Their Eyes, first-hand accounts from the front lines, presented by your host, Redondo Monroe. In twilight's glow where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate, you've carved this path of pain, through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields, whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above, their deeds the legacy of love. In silence, now I take my leave, for battles end, and souls must grieve. But know this truth, my comrades dear, in every heart we still stand near. O house of just and noble name, lit the stars with honor's flame, and though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll meet again in timeless peace, where all our pains and trials cease. In twilight's glow where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate, you carve this path of pain, through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight, for House Atreides I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields, whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above, their deeds the legacy of love. In silence, now I take my leave. For battle's end, and souls must grieve. But know this truth, my comrades dear, in every heart we still stand near. Oh, house of just and noble name, we've lit the stars with honor's flame. And though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll live death in timeless peace, where all our pains and trials cease. Powerful words that remind us of the courage and resolve that lives in every Atreides heart.
The heart of Rendavo. Rendavo's father was a sergeant, old and bent and grey. He served the Duke in '88, back in a bygone day. He lived out in the desert and scraped across the fair, with children 9 around him, and Ren, the youngest there. The older siblings learned some sense, but Ren was left without. He was tall, but short on wisdom, and grew up broad and stout. Pious, cheerful, willing, yet he seldom did things right. What will become of you, poor boy? His father asked each night, and finally Ren answered, a soldier, sword in hand. If all else fails, at least I can still die for Duke and land. Ren packed his bag and went to join the brave Atreides troop. Strong and fit, and healthy too, he was welcomed in the group. But when he had to master drills and learn the skills of war, the son screamed and laughed and screamed still more. For when ordered to turn left, Ren would quickly turn to right, and told to shoulder arms instead. He charged with all his might. Rendavo's drills and troubles became a well-known tale. Even famous Duncan, Idaho, would smile at his travail. And when at last Ren's unit was ordered off to war, the officers defended. For that choice. But Ren would let them argue. He stood there, broad and swift. If with the others I can't go, I'll go. Just wait. He took his sword and backpack and marched out with the rest. At camp he was their servant, fulfilling each request. When the battles raged, he was ordered to stand back. He didn't understand when to take cover or attack. Duncan, Idaho was on the run, Harkonnens in his tracks. He passed Rendavo's unit, shouting, "Oi! You watch our backs! Don't let the devils through the gorge, or all of us are lost. Guard it until we regroup. Keep it safe at any cost." A small detachment, made up but of barely 20 men, got there in time to make their stand along them in Ren. The Harkonnen fell on them hard, their lance raining death. And 7 brave Atreides men gave up their costly breath. The same disastrous fate would soon befall all those who'd stayed. So in order to retreat, they all retreated straight away. All but one, who stayed to fight and charged the foe instead. Ren couldn't get the notion of flight through his stubborn head. He just stood there, broad and strong, and ready now to teach a lesson to each Harkonnen who came within his reach. At the choke point in the gully, they all each took a turn, but without lasgun cover. One by one, were forced to learn. They charged at Ren, but each who came was fought and bested all the same. None could beat him at this game, for Atreides' honor, house, and name. Duncan Idaho had rallied all the troops that still were hale. He shouted, "Hold out, my brave lad, we're coming, do not fail." He told all who would hear him, watch a true Atreides fight. "Hurry, boys, come to his aid, he has saved us all tonight." Against that fearsome counter-strike, no Harkonnen could hold. They faltered, failed, and turned their backs, a rare sight to behold. Their faces pale, their weapons dropped behind them as they ran. And Duncan looked around and asked, "Where is that fearless man? He who held the gully until we could all return, that hero of the desert. His name I must needs learn." "He has fallen," said the sergeant, his head bowed down in shame. "He lies there dead upon the sand. Rendavo was his name." "I remember him," said Idaho, "of Ren who'd seemed to rest, but for the blood that stained the shirt across his mighty chest. That lasgun knew just where to strike, as plainly you can see," said Idaho to those around. "Yes, it knew more than we. It shunned his brow. 'Twas weak and poor, that much all of us knew. But found instead what better was his heart, forever true." The word spread quick among all those who had survived the fight. And every soldier did agree Duncan Idaho was right. Rendavo was no thinker, his mind slow, truth be told. His head, they said, was thick as wood, but his heart was made of gold.
It's the Wastelander Chronicles, brought to you by O'Gary's Imports. O'Gary's Imports. If you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. Join us now as we journey to the blistering sands of Arrakis, where we follow the adventures of the O'Gary clan, a pioneering family of salvage experts, as they scour war-torn battlefields and crash sites to discover their next great haul.
Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to the Wastelander Chronicles. I'm your Badlands Scout, Sally O'Gary, back with another wild adventure. After that scary encounter with the Masquerade, we got our hands on that super mysterious map. Dad was all over it, trying to figure out where it led. Normally, he would take it over to his Mentat friend at the Seleucid Bull. I used to think Master Chin was scary when I was little. The way he got that faraway look in his eye when he did his computing. Master Chin would have taken one look, and before you got a word out, he'd have done a sector-by-sector comparison of the map with known topography. But in this case, Dad didn't want anyone knowing the secrets of the map before he did.
I'll figure it out myself.
Mom said he was being a paranoid old fool, which should have taken 30 seconds to 2 days. And don't you know it, 2 days later, we found ourselves piling in the Clovis, our 68th Homeland Master, and set a course for the Haga Basin. Once we were underway, Dad unfolded the map and pointed to a marking that looked like an angry beetle.
This is our destination, kids. Remember that old Empire facility we found a few weeks back? It was a maintenance facility. You know, a bunch of tool pushers they kept around to fix stuff for the eggheads. I guess a scientist can tell you how much a pound of worm shit weighs, but put them all together in a room and they still can't turn a screw to save their lives. Anyhow, in the documentation we recovered, we found an inventory roll listing some of the other testing stations by number and field of study. Testing Station 29 studied plants, while 36 studied weather. Station 91, though, they studied bugs. Just like this ugly little sucker we're headed towards.
Boy, was that journey rough. Mom said it was a bad time of year to be traveling, and the sandstorms were relentless. Visibility was almost nothing, and sometimes my little brother Coda and I had to get out and walk ahead of Clovis to make sure we didn't drive off a cliff. Eventually, we arrived at the sector indicated on the map, and we hid Clovis away, where she would be safe. As usual, Kodo and I took the point and went ahead of our group. I won't lie, every step of that mission was a chafing nightmare. Before we left Clovis, I made the harebrained decision to break in a handed-down stillsuit that didn't fit right. I was in rare form and fit for time when we finally came upon the massive portal in the rocks. By then, we'd been to enough of these old testing stations to know when we saw it. The oversized doors were slightly open, but peering in, we could only see darkness. Coda was immediately apprehensive.
Reading a lot of foot traffic, Sally. I'm not sure how lost this old testing station really is.
Of course, that's when Dad and the rest of the family arrived.
I knew it!
Keep it down, Finn.
I knew it. You said I was a fool. You said I'd lead us into an ambush.
The night is young.
Ignore your petulant mother, kids. We go in wedge formation. After me.
We squeezed through the narrow aperture with ease, but quickly found our way blocked by a massive pit of darkness. After we recalibrated our optics for low light, we found a narrow ramp that wound down into the gaping shaft. I forgot all about my chafing as we descended into the darkness. I hated the feeling in there, the lonely, oppressive atmosphere that long-abandoned places had in common. But the spell was quickly broken when a Harkonnen fire team floated on the center of the shaft from above. We flattened ourselves against the wall and kept out of their lights as the noisy and oblivious troopers floated past.
You know that bloody city will never be finished.
The beast is a fool. One day the Baron is going to come here and see where all his Solaris went.
You don't want to be around when that happens.
And why is it you don't want that?
You haven't met the Baron yet, have you, boy?
Damn it, Finn. This isn't a testing station. It's a Harkonnen base.
Can it be both?
I told you the night was young.
So, what do we do now?
This place is huge, and we came this far. I say we go on high alert and check it out.
We couldn't risk getting caught, so we stuck to the shadows and moved as quietly as we could. Mom was right. This place was huge, with tunnels going off in every direction. We saw rooms full of weird machinery and old tech, stuff I'd never seen before. But oddly, no bugs or insects of any kind.
There were never any bugs, Sally. I think the symbol on the map indicate Harkonnens, not bugs.
Well, their helmets are kind of bug-shaped when you look at them.
That's when we heard footsteps and ducked into a side room just in time. Peeking out, we saw a group of Harkonnen troopers march past. We didn't know how many there were in total, but any kind of combat would have brought the whole base down on us. My heart was pounding so hard, I was sure they'd hear it. After they were gone, the spirit of adventure had left us, and we resolved to get out of there as fast as we could. Coda and I really wanted to kill us a Harkonnen, but Mom told us it wasn't our time yet. We'd get our chance one day. But boy was she wrong, as we came face to face with the Harkonnen captain at the top of the ramp. Our daggers were already in hand, as I went high and Coda went low. Eyes and thighs, we called it, as we practiced the move so many times. And that's how we killed our first Harkonnen. Coda took an ear for his collection and offered to help me start my own. But, ew, I told Coda no way. Once we made it back to Clovis, Dad sealed the hatch behind us as Mom brought her great engine to life. After we got back to Arakeen, Dad met his friend, Master Chim, and shared our findings. While we didn't score any decent salvage on the trip, Dad did receive a reward from the Atreides for providing them with actionable intelligence on the Harkonnen base. Apparently the location of that particular base had troubled them for a while. Last we heard, Gurney Halleck was on his way there with a heavy assault team. With that said, Atreides days are back at O'Gary's Imports.
That's right, Sally. Discounts across the board if you serve the Duke and can prove it. Come find us on the Agora Concourse of the Grand Souk in Arakeen. Because at O'Gary's Imports, if you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it.
Thanks, Dad. Until next time, this is your faithful Badland Scout, Sally O'Gary, signing off and reminding you to always check your six. And come back next time for another episode of the Wastelander Chronicles.
to. He's managed to avoid direct confrontation so far, but the question remains, what is this hidden talent you hinted at, Maxim?
Oh, patience, Vera. All will be revealed in due time. For now, let's enjoy the spectacle.
Ooh, look, Maxim. The Grey Lady has just dispatched a group of poison-spitting rocks with ease, displaying strength and agility far beyond what would be expected from a woman of her apparent age and constitution.
Indeed, Vera. Her calm and calculated moves suggest that her veils hide more than meets the eye.
What was that, Maxim? It seems something significant just occurred.
Thank you, Vera. It appears Hollow Dome triggered one of the labyrinth's more important traps. He's wounded but still moving. Oh, this might slow the giant down a bit.
Fierce, and the labyrinth is relentless. Only the strongest and most cunning will survive.
Indeed. And now, let's turn our attention to the twins Morani. They are currently scaling the Serpent's Spire. The spire, of course, is a towering structure that rises above the labyrinth, giving those who brave it a unique opportunity to survey the entire labyrinth.
Their movements are almost poetic. Each step precise, each leap calculated. The spire is one of the recurring features of the labyrinth, and a unique challenge. From its height, the entire labyrinth is visible.
Long have the winds of the Coriolis swept across the mountains and valleys. So too have they swept through uncounted miles, scouring the truth of history from a thousand generations of memory. So too, and beyond time and century,
She has fallen! One of the queens has fallen!
one star, one whose command of power is infinite, whose knowledge is boundless, but yet bears witness to the core of our
Badly injured.
The queen's bond and skills have proven to be extraordinary, but this mishap could change everything.
Stay tuned as the drama unfolds.
Keep your ears glued to this channel, loyal listener, for live updates and thrilling commentary from the heart of Gaiety Prime and the annual Harkonnen Family Games, where the stakes are higher than ever as the Man Trap continues. The Harkonnen Network, where every moment is an opportunity to prove your loyalty and strength. Strength through loyalty. You are listening to frequency 152.6, the voice of House Harkonnen. We are Arrakis.
now witness as the dark and tangled truths of House Atreides are revealed by the convert.
Greetings, Truth Seeker. I am the convert. Once a high-ranking advisor to the Atreides regime, I have since escaped and live under the protection of our good Baron. Still trapped in House Atreides. I am not here to tell you what to think. I only offer you questions. The right questions. Questions that are keys you might use to unlock your own truth. Today's question. Have you ever heard of the Feast of Thyestes? And now, dear listener, a little lesson in mythology from Old Terra. House Atreides fancy themselves as scions of a line stretching from Greece to ancient mythology, specifically in the person of Atreus. Who was Atreus? In bygone myths, Atreus was the brother of Thyestes, two nobles exiled for murdering their half-brother. Later, when the two brothers feuded with each other, Atreus secretly butchered Thyestes' sons, saved their hands and heads, and cooked the remaining meat into a tasty dish served to Thyestes. After Thyestes unknowingly and ravenously ate his own children, Atreus taunted him with the severed hands and heads. The questions compound, dear listener. Why aspire to such a vile mythological figure? Why are the chefs of Caladan considered some of the best in the universe, serving dishes that can be tasted nowhere else? Why are some of these recipes protected like state secrets? Is it true that Duke Leto's personal chefs have their vocal cords surgically removed to ensure silence? Does House Atreides host orgiastic cannibal feasts? If so, what are the logistics for keeping such a thing running smoothly and secretly? Can human flesh be prepared in such a way as to make it more addictive than the spice melange? Would such a thing ensure the collaboration of key members of the Landsraad? Dear listener, can you picture such a Thyestian feast in your head? Can you see the Red Duke hosting a secret meal with some of the most influential figures in the Empire? Can you see this grotesque cabal of decadence and
I did not want to do that at all.
licking their lips in anticipation of the rarest cuisine in the known universe? Victuals they can neither raise nor buy. Can you hear their hungry moans as the reek of human gore smiles back at them? Follow these questions to their ultimate conclusion, dear listener, and you may just find your truth.
Now I gotta sit here and let my spice frenzy run out. Then wait for the withdrawal to kick in.
Feast like a Harkonnen, with rations from Vladimir's Provisions. Our specialty curated food supplies are designed to fuel your body and mind for the battles ahead. From nutrient-dense meal packs to gourmet field rations, Vladimir's Provisions provides everything a warrior needs to stay strong and sharp. Order now and taste the power of Harkonnen sustenance.
After a long day of battles and conquests, you deserve the best. Visit Imperial Luxuries, your home for the finest wines, the most exquisite delicacies, and the most enchanting companions. Our exclusive lounges inside and hardcore views of
Oh shit, this is the withdrawal.
Where we
Today, we find ourselves on the harsh and unforgiving world of Seleucia Secundus, known for its extreme temperatures, wild beasts, and difficult terrain. We have ventured here, hoping to observe the elusive Seleucian tiger, a magnificent creature of myth and wonder. Our skilled Harkonnen trackers have already spent months on this planet, teeming with danger and raw, untamed beauty, following the faintest of trails to locate a rare specimen of this critically endangered animal. Let's explore this treacherous landscape and see if we can catch a glimpse of the Seleucian tiger in its natural habitat. Listen closely, loyal subjects. The Seleucian tiger, famed for its hypnotizing, kaleidoscopic eyes, is a master of stealth, blending seamlessly with its rugged surroundings. We must be very quiet to come close. There, movement just beyond that ridge.
Lord Havoc, sir, we've confirmed it. The last known Seleucian tiger is close by.
Excellent work. Your skills have proven invaluable. Ensure the equipment is ready.
My lord, everything is prepared.
Ah, behold! How the creature moves! Such power and grace. Truly a marvel of evolution, and very possibly the last of its kind. Note the muscular body, the striking stripes, and its 3 pairs of kaleidoscopic eyes, sharp and alert, ever watchful for prey. This is truly one of nature's most formidable
Shit, I forget what
creations.
I was doing again.
As you know, steadfast loyalists, the Seleucid tiger is not merely a subject of study, but a prize to be claimed. This magnificent beast will now be subdued as a testament to Harkonnen dominance. Excellent shot! The beast is down! Secure it before it awakens. The majesty of the Seleucid tiger, brought low by our superior skills. Its journey ends here, as we demonstrate our power over nature. Death by the lethal Zenobia injection is a slow, agonizing process necessary to assert our control and to deter any other creatures like this, if any indeed remain, from ever challenging our superiority again. The substance was spread through its veins, causing immense pain and complete paralysis, while perfectly retaining the creature's consciousness up until the very moment of death. A fitting end for such a fierce opponent. This, my devoted followers, is the true might of House Harkonnen. No creature, no matter how rare or powerful, can withstand our will. And now, for the final touch. This creature's marvelously iridescent eyes, extraordinarily rare and valuable, can be preserved as trophies if they are carefully extracted from a still living specimen. And oh, at last, the many-colored eyes of the Seleucid tiger, a reminder of Lord Havoc's, of Harkonnen's superiority and the power we wield. Remember this day, for it marks another victory in our relentless pursuit of dominance throughout our magnificent galaxy. Until next time, my loyal listeners, this is your host, Lord Havoc of the Obsidian Plain, signing off.
Stay tuned to the Harkonnen Network, where loyalty, strength, and victory are celebrated. Strength through loyalty.
Well, it seems that episode of our magnificent galaxy ran a bit longer than scheduled. I've always believed that punctuality is the soul of efficiency.
Chad, I'm waiting on a
But
DoorDash
perhaps
that's
the wonders
not
of our
supposed to
universe
arrive.
are worth the extra time, Now, let's get back on track with some inspiring music.
of Arrakis to the Harkonnen Family Games! We return now to the deadly labyrinth on Gady Prime, where the Man-Trap continues to test the mettle of our contestants. Let's join our hosts, Maxim Dubrov and Vera Kotila, for the latest update.
Thank you and welcome back. I'm Maxim Dubrov, slave master of the labyrinth, and with me is renowned biologist Vera Kotila. Let's do a quick recap of the rules of the game, Vera.
The rules are... there are no rules.
Well, yes, that is almost true, Vera. Any means are indeed allowed as the contestants move through the labyrinth, facing traps, dangerous beasts, and each other. When only 2 contenders remain, the doors to the final room will automatically open, giving them access to the Conqueror's Seal, the release that ends the competition and affords the winner their freedom. But all that is for later, Vera, as we have an intense encounter unfolding right now.
Indeed, Maxim. Amado Delcin, the notorious pirate from Lankaville, has just crossed paths with Hollow Tom in the depths of the labyrinth.
This is going to be a fierce battle. Hollow Tom, with his immense strength, is a formidable opponent. But Amado's dual sabers are a force to be reckoned with.
Look at them go! Hollow Tom swings his massive cleaver, but Amado dodges effortlessly. He's incredibly fast.
And there it is! Amado's sabers flash in a deadly arc, slicing through Hollow Tom's defenses, and... oh! Look at all those guts spilling out of him!
Ha! He wasn't hollow after all!
A decisive victory for Amado Delcin. Now, let's talk about this impressive contestant. Amado's reputation as a pirate is legendary. He's known not only for his combat skills, but also for his charm and cunning.
Yes, Maxim. Rumors abound about his exploits. Some say he's plundered entire fleets single-handedly. Others whisper of his affairs with noblewomen across the Imperium. He's as much a heartbreaker as he is a killer.
Oh, yes. There are tales of Amado boarding an Atreides frigate with nothing but his sabers and a grin, leaving no survivors. His name strikes fear into the hearts of his enemies and stirs admiration in his followers.
And his looks don't hurt either. Tall, dark, and dangerous. He's the complete package.
Indeed, Vera. But hold on. Something's happening in the labyrinth. Amado has encountered the twins Morani.
Out of the 2 siblings, the brother is still in fighting shape, whereas his sister appears to be grievously injured from her spectacular fall earlier.
Yes, Vera. She probably won't be too much good in the fight. Amado approaches cautiously, but his confidence is clear. He lunges at the uninjured twin, aiming to take him out swiftly.
Ha! Incredible! The supposedly injured twin springs to life, flipping through the air and landing behind Amado. It was all a ruse.
Oh, the twins Morani are known for their acrobatics and deception. This was a well-executed trap.
Unbelievable! The twins have used their agility and coordination to outmaneuver Amado. He's down!
Amado Delcin, the legendary pirate, has been bested by the cunning of the twins Morani. What an unexpected turn of events!
This competition never ceases to amaze. The twins have shown that wit and agility can overcome even the most formidable opponent.
As we continue to follow the twists and turns of the Man-Trap, stay tuned. The excitement is far from over.
Keep your ears glued to the Harkonnen channel for live updates and thrilling commentary from the heart of Gady Prime. The stakes are higher than ever, and the fierce competition continues in the Man-Trap. the Harkonnen Network, where every moment is an opportunity to prove your loyalty and strength. Strength through loyalty.
You are listening to the Dune Watch Network. We see all. And now your host, Darko Draganov.
Hello, Arrakis! Welcome to the broadcasting arm of the Dune Watch Network, where you are the Baron's eyes. House Harkonnen has 1,000,000 eyes. Remember, dangers from within are even more treacherous than dangers from without. It is your vigilant eyes and your truth-speaking mouths that keep us all safe. Let's dive right into Whispers and Rumors.
Whispers and rumors.
In an alarming trend, reports of meticulous arrangements of animal bones and body parts continue to grow. Witnesses too numerous to name here claim to find these gruesome displays on the outskirts of our settlements. While some brush off these disturbing sightings as unimportant, most of you, according to the tips and messages we've received, are not convinced. The prevailing theory is that these ritualistically placed animal parts are the sites of profane rites performed by the primitive Fremen. Perhaps the Fremen, who cannot compete with us physically or technologically, have resorted to cowardly tactics of desecrating our communities and corrupting our children.